The real enemy in this world and the next, it's not physical. It's belief. Now, it may manifest in a physical form, in a physical interaction, but ultimately, when you look at what something is or what makes it dangerous to you, it's a set of beliefs that it has, whether subconsciously or consciously, that cause it to be predatory or dangerous to you. This could be something as simple as an animal or something as complex as a psychopath. And what you'll see is a lot of the time when you look at people in positions of power, when you look at them in structures of corporation or commerce, there is a framework of belief that a lot of people operate by that causes them to behave a certain way. And I saw it especially in the circles of power that I've been exposed to, and it looks like a hive mind. And most of you can see this on social media, where if you just watch trends and how people react to certain things, they're very similar. So what you're dealing with is not necessarily a person who is an enemy to you. It's a set of beliefs that they've adopted, which then turn them into an enemy to you, because what they want involves destroying your way of life. Now, that's like the extreme case of what I'm talking about. But at a even smaller level, or in the microcosm, if you will, there is a whole set of things that you've got to juggle with mentally. And so what you believe causes you to behave a certain way. And sometimes the things you intend to get in your life, myself included, I'm just saying it, you as a figure of speech, what we're trying to achieve, we fall short on, or we don't get the results that we intended. And so then the question must be is, how many of you, or how often do you examine your own beliefs and say, is what I believe the reason I'm not getting results? Is it contributing to me getting unintended results that I don't want? Or does it have nothing to do with me not getting results, and perhaps it's another belief? You know, you have to be able to step back and look at each area of your life, right? Even as simple as, like, do I look the way I want to look? Or that I intend to look? Because if you're not taking action to look a certain way, can you blame belief? Well, in a way you can, because there's some sort of entitled belief that you're espousing where you think you don't have to do the work and you're just going to magically become handsome. Now, that happens to some people who are genetically gifted, but they still have to put in a lot of work to get to the best versions of themselves. No one just wakes up jacked, you know. What makes you dress a certain way? Are you unkempt? Do you present yourself well? Look at all these little beliefs. Then go to your diet. Why do I eat a certain way? Why do I eat too much? Why don't I eat enough? Think about your sleep patterns. Why am I unable to go to bed this early? Why do I feel like I need to watch these podcasts and stay up till midnight or 1 a.m.? Why do I feel like I need to play video games? All of these things are beliefs that are limiting your productivity. And when you look at how much time you actually have to make something of yourself, it's not as much as you think when you examine it against how much time of your life you spend sleeping and just doing mundane, like, everyday tasks. But as you start, like, expanding from, like, the the smallest portion of the microcosm, like the lowest level of like just basic how you take care of yourself, then you can start examining the beliefs like, why do I work at this job? What makes me think this career path is lucrative? Why do I talk to people a certain way? Why do I talk to the opposite sex a certain way? Are these getting the results that I want? If you're not getting results, are you changing anything? How much of your behavior is not a result of the wrong belief, but a result of not having status or perceived status? Because people do treat you differently when you have status or when they think you do, right? And so then you have to say, am I doing the right thing while aligning with what I believe is morality? But is what I believe morality? Am I doing the right thing, or do I just believe that I'm doing the right thing? You see, it starts getting really complex, and you can psych yourself out if you overanalyze it, but it's something that you should overanalyze and whittle down things and mix it up and try things. What do you have to lose if you're not productive? If you're not getting the results you want in life, what do you have to lose by mixing it up and trying something different? Nothing. And if you write things down and chart it out, you can like all great businesses or progress, you chart it, because then you can look back in a year and see where you were at ideologically and physically and mentally or professionally, all that stuff. And then a year from now, you can look at where you're at and see if it's an improvement or not. And if it's not, then you know you didn't adopt the right set of beliefs. But the easiest way to look at it is, are you getting what you intend? And if the answer is no, then there needs to be an adjustment. And if you're not getting the results you want in the external world, but you're getting the results you want internally, then that also is a success. Like for example, you may not be as successful as you want to be, but you are accomplishing the things you set out to accomplish, and you're proud of the work you're doing. It just hasn't caught on to other people. So that isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you've done what you set out to do at the standard you set out to do it, and other people didn't receive it, well, then that's not on you, that's on them. But you have to be realistic and say, okay, well, is it worth it to keep focusing on that area when people don't like it or they haven't responded to it? It's kind of like somebody who's a really good cook opens a restaurant and the food is exceptional, but it's a genre of food that the people in that area aren't attracted to. Does it mean the guy's a bad chef? No. Is there demand for what he's cooking? No. So he's going to go out of business. Does he have enough time to make up all the money he lost investing in that business? Probably not. So you have to look at life like that, and it is kind of like a game in a sense. It's a game of risk and reward and trial and error. But if you fuck around for too long with the erroneous belief system that doesn't get you the results you intend, then that can fuck your life up down the road, because you only have a certain amount of time before your age is going to be an issue when people think of whether or not they want to hire you or work with you on certain things. And this is uncomfortable reality, but people face this all the time. And so if you're young, really think about this and how you can maximize your output and the things you focus on and your productivity on things that also serve you. And if you're not getting the results that you want, don't be afraid to just sit down and write your thoughts on every single subject. Don't judge it, and then come back and see, where can I make improvements? And just start making subtle adjustments and watch what happens. But I hope you find this useful, but I also hope that you're getting the results you want in life, and this finds you well and on a path of productivity and on your purpose. And I would say that's the first thing, that if you don't know what to do, if you have something that you feel like is your purpose, don't ignore that, because that oftentimes will give you a drive to do something much better than everybody else does something, which will make you stand out in a niche market or whatever. But if you're on your purpose, you are a man to be feared. All right, have a good one.